What happened to the unpopular or bullied girl after high school? She got crippling social anxiety and major trust issues. Her same. Ruined every potential friendship or relationship I had. Hey, me too. Hey, don't mind me. I'm one of you too. A girl in my year was bullied relentlessly for being odd. Unfortunately, she had a very unstable home life and her mother suffered from fairly severe mental health issues. They had a very explosive relationship. One day during class she just couldn't suppress her feelings anymore. So, she took a pair of scissors out of her bag and proceeded to cut off all of her hair, right there at her desk. That was 8 years ago. To this day, she still lives at home with her mother and does some sort of art course at the local college. Things don't always get better for people when high school ends, but I hope she is doing okay. That's very sad. Also, I have a question if anyone has an answer. Why exactly is cutting hair such a common response to emotional or stressful breakdowns? I feel like I hear about it a lot. Is there a defined psychological reason? In any case, I hope things get better for her. Maybe it has to do with control. They feel they don't have much control in their life, so they look for the things they can, like eating, self-harm, etc. That would be my guess. Not totally sure though. Regularly gave myself depression haircuts. Can confirm it's about control. Now that I have a prescription and treatment plan and a job, I still have short hair, but it's because I have a stylist make it that way. Maybe this explains why every time my depression comes back I get the massive urge to shave my hair all off. I don't, because I'd look awful bald, and my girlfriend stops me every time, but I always get that strong urge just to fricking take it all off. Peace. Glad to hear you're doing better, buddy. I hope your hair looks awesome as frick. The last I heard she was living on the streets. We've actually tried to track her down a few times over the years, but she appears to have disappeared. I truly hope she is doing better now. She was a really sweet girl. Other assholes kids would bully her for her weight, not realizing she came from an abusive foster home. Foster kids are disproportionately represented on my psych ward by a large margin. An incredibly underserved community that's invisible to most people. The amount of abuse, sexual or otherwise, is chilling. Many foster parents just like the government check. I want to have a couple kids the old-fashioned way, but I'd love to be a foster parent too. I also meet a lot of wonderful ones with kids they can't control. Fetal drug exposure and genetic mental illness are much more common in this population, for obvious reasons. Good foster parents are freaking saints. I desperately want to become a foster parent, not because of the money, but because my own personal health means I'll likely not ever have my own children. Unfortunately, I'm a single woman living in an apartment, saving up for a house, but that's a few years off. I'm a foster dad. The state pays for child care, and the stipend they give you is more than a child costs. Summer camp, clothes, after-school activities, busing to and from school are all paid for. Health care too. I would like to suggest that you sign up and take the training before you decide it's not for you. It's the only truly important thing I have done in my life. I can't recommend it strongly enough. She got pregnant and now has 4 kids and 2 divorces at the age of 26. And this ain't a joke. I know this person. At least she got laid a few times. At least once. Quadruplets are a real possibility. Died of brain cancer. Shame too. She was going to get married. Just the sweetest young lady. This thread is not how I freaking wanted it to be. Was looking forward to a bunch of positive, uplifting stories. Nope. She loved animals so much. Like, free level, except furches weren't a thing back then. She raises and trains bald eagles now and is a complete, total badass. I love this happy ending. I hope my kids don't ever give up on their interests because of bullies. I was also a weird kid who loved animals to an extreme degree and kids were really mean about it. I was teased so much. I don't work with animals now, but I do have a lot of pets, donate to conservation programs, and I'm a teacher who encourages kids to take care of the earth. Every day I hope that I'm making a difference. I was the horse girl in elementary, high school. Jokes on them. Now I pay $300 a month to board a horse who can't even be ridden and has asthma. Wait, I kid. I love my old asthmatic fricker the horse. He carried my ass around enough. He deserves his pleasant retirement. She married a lovely, caring man. She worked for a number of years as a computer programmer. They traveled the world, bought a house, had a child who is now a wonderful young man. She now is a published author. I am so glad we became friends in junior high. She inspires me. This is the sweetest. It makes me happy to read it. She was bullied because she always smelled awful, had dirty clothes and greasy hair, and every time head lice was spread at the school everyone would accuse her of being the culprit. She dropped out and got married, got pregnant, but got her ass online for being a teen mom. Then everyone found out that the reason she was always so dirty is because her mother was in prison for child abuse. She didn't know who her dad was, and her aunt, who had sole custody, made her sleep on the floor with 14 dogs and didn't let her shower. People felt really bad and tried to reach out, but she told them all to frick right off. She's really happy with her new family and looks like she's being the best mom. Got a job, supportive husband and a house of their own. It's sad she couldn't continue with her education because she was so incredibly smart. We went to a really prestigious school and she outperformed everyone, but ended up leaving without any qualifications. Good. People who bully like that deserve the shame and guilt of it. She dropped out and killed one of her bullies. There's always a bigger fish. I don't know, man, sturgeons are pretty big. Fish can't be doctors. And there's sharks? I'm fine. Outwardly, married to a wonderful man with 2 brilliant, beautiful children. Career I can work on in placeholder fashion while the kids are young, but great potential for future developments. Internally I'm riddled with self-doubt, anxiety and depression, always trying to please people, surprised that people seem to like me, and anytime I see people talking in low tones to each other, my knee-jerk reaction is to think they're talking it about me. I'm 37. Bullying leaves deep scars. I have that reaction to when people talk without me being able to hear or understand. I don't think I was bullied much, but did have some issues growing up. Hope you get over yours. I was the unpopular girl, never really fit in. Had a rep for being weird, but got good grades. Never really understood what made me weird, until college got difficult. Eventually went to get checked out, because it seemed like my brain was always a bit off. Got diagnosed with autism, age 21, and it explains a lot. It was just harder to see because of my gender. ASD is underdiagnosed in girls, and because I was an overachiever at school, at the cost of having little ability to make friends and a lot of ability to alienate everyone in every school I'd been to. Girls, if you think something's up, get checked out. If I'd been diagnosed earlier, it might have helped people understand I wasn't just a batty old weirdo. And maybe my schools would have helped me. Heck, my parents might have understood me better and not just told me to get over it. It also just helps a lot, knowing it's not your fault. It's made me a happier person. I'm a girl and have had a strong feeling I have Asperger's or similar for years now. I had an evaluation done, and they said I had no sign of it at all. But one of the reasons why that they gave me was because I didn't have any tics or hand flapping. I don't know. I was disappointed and honestly still feel I am somewhere on the spectrum. Hey, not a doctor, but I hope you don't mind me putting my 2 cents in as a mental health professional. You may very well have what we call subclinical features. That means you've got some of the symptoms of fill-in disorder here. For your case, ASD, but they aren't significant enough, at least according to the assessment they did, to officially diagnose you. I tell you this not to imply that the docs were wrong and you should self-diagnose, but to validate your experience. My aunt has ASD, and there are multiple members of my family, self included, who have subclinical ASD features, mostly sensory-related rather than social. My point is, even without a diagnosis, it may still behoove you to research common traits, symptoms and effective coping strategies for them. Analogy: even someone without major depressive disorder, for instance, can still benefit from coping strategies for depression if they're having a rough time. Same for you. With or without the diagnosis of ASD, there may be info out there that can help you feel more comfortable in your own skin. For most people who suspect they've got a diagnosis, I don't think they really want the diagnosis so much as the solutions and support that can come along with being diagnosed. Those tools may very well still be available to you if you look into it. Be well, fellow human. One committed suicide later in her 20s. I think that had more to do with her screwed up family than the bullying. The other is an amazing pharmaceutical scientist. I'm Facebook friends with her. She's still quirky, odd and not outwardly attractive, but she is happy and living her best life. Never married, though, has been in a very long serious relationship and not sure why that ended. Continues to be very happy, though. Formerly bullied, perpetually single pharmaceutical chemist here. Give your friend a high five for me, please. Plot twist: you're the friend. She lost a lot of weight, stopped dressing emo, and became very attractive. She's got a good sense of humor and pokes fun of herself posting old pictures on Facebook for fun. That's the perfect response. First learn to improve yourself, then learn to love yourself, and finally learn to laugh at yourself. It's a tricky path though, cause you might skip step 2 and hate yourself and laugh at yourself. I've been there. That was me. Yay! Having a very sick mom with basically no income and messed up teeth meant I got bullied all of the time. I struggled with suicidal thoughts, attempts, went to therapy, and figured out that I needed to get the frick away from that area to sort myself out. I went off very far away to college, graduated with my feet on the ground, found a job I love and am good at, and married the most amazing guy, oddly my crush throughout school from back home. We have a loving, middle-class life and home, and I've managed to get better looking since I got clear braces and stayed in shape. Unlike my peers, all I had to do was leave to realize that their little hate bubble was all they'd ever have. I've got a great job, a roof over my head, good health and friends who love me. She got super hot and married the prom king. Just kidding, she has 6 cats and works at the Dollar Tree. You mean she got contact lenses and untied her hair and then became super hot? She's got a ponytail and glasses, and look at that, she's got paint on her overalls. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please smash the like button and leave a comment which story you liked the most. Subscribe and hit the bell notification for updates on our latest videos. And don't forget to check the links in the description box for more awesome content.